Hello everyone. Today I want to introduce you guys a book. Its name is Complicated. It's Complicated, wrote by Dana Boyle. It's a book describing the social lives of networked teens. It studies how teens use social network and how parents and their society let young people down when they insist on protection purpose. It places today's portable devices like smartphones in the context, illuminating the misunderstood world of teens today. So, as teens frequently engage in social media, worries rise in parents, teachers, policymakers, and journalists. But the problem is, even though they talk about teens' engagement with social media, very few of them are willing to take the time to listen to teens, to hear them, or to pay attention to what they have said about their lives online and off. The parents would rather believe in what they read online, what they read online, what they observed from teen social network sites like blogs. This book makes the hypothesis that there is a gap between the understanding of parents and the real networked lives of teens. So this book was written to address this gap. The results include first, Dana talked with and observed teens from 18 states and a wide array of socioeconomic and ethnic communities from 2005 to 2012, exploring various aspects of teens' engagement with social media and other networked technologies to describe and explain the networked lives of teens to the people who worry about them. This book contains 8 chapters talking about teens' networked lives from 8 big aspects. I would like to introduce you some stories next to told by Dana in this book to let you know how this book did a really great work in helping us understand teens' networked lives. In the chapter 1, identity, the first story impressed me is about a young black man from South Central LA. He made an application to an Ivy League university, writing a phenomenal essay about how he wanted to walk away from the gangs in his community, and he wanted to attend this esteemed institution. The admissions officers were impressed because a student like this, a student like this overcoming such hurdles is exactly what they like seeing. So they want to learn more about him. Then they Googled him and found his MySpace profile. At last, they recoiled after seeing that the applicant's profile was filled with gang symbolism, crass language, and references to gang activities. But what the truth? If this guy lied to admissions committee? After learning about this candidate, the author was struck by the challenges he faced, given that gang dynamic in their neighborhood. So the author offered an alternative interpretation for this. That is, perhaps this young man is simply including gang signals on his MySpace profile as a survival technique. Perhaps he just felt he needed to position himself within the local context in a way that wouldn't make him a target, and he imagined the audience of his MySpace profile to be his family, classmates, and community, not the colleague admissions committee. So the author believed the man was genuine in his colleague essay. Another story about sense of identity is about 2 sisters. This is an interview of two sisters. When Dana first interviewed the older girl, he said he was struck by her poise when they were talking about professional subjects such as application to a college, and this girl showed the elegance and confidence trying to impress an adult. And then when Dana's colleague was interviewing another younger girl, Dana found, unlike her bigger sister, the younger girl appeared uninterested in composing herself for adult approval. Her cross-armed slouch and nonconformist fashion suggest a more rebellious spirit. If we look at this from a little big picture, then we can find the author are trying to prove the effects caused by network lives on children and on children's behavior. So by comparing these two sisters who have same parents grown up in same living environments, the reason was mentioned afterwards. That is because the younger girl and her friends started to use an instant messenger even when they were in the 4th grade, talking about what's going on at school. And then when the younger girl was old enough, she got a Facebook because her friends was getting Facebooks. So from this example, the effects on teens' behavior from social media are obvious. The earlier engagement in networked life gave the younger girl a sense of identity, so she doesn't need to seek for recognition or approval from others like parents and teachers. And next, I want to talk about the virtual world. For teens, going to places where his or her peers gather is freedom. Actually, maybe they don't care about shopping or the football games they are watching, but they see this as an opportunity. They can just fool around and be free and do whatever they want with their friends. They just don't want to be tied down to chores or school homeworks. But in adults' perspective, if they don't have needs for shopping, why they want to go to the malls? And so many teens are desperate for the opportunity to leave their homes to gather with friends, and many teens complain to the author that they never had enough time, freedom, or ability to meet up with friends and where they wanted. So to make up this, they turn to social media to create and inhabit networked publics. But if this means teens nowadays love virtual world rather than real world, no, that is another misunderstanding. And teens' engagement with networked publics doesn't mean they are using technology to escape reality. On the contrary, it is a way of engaging with their broader social world, because the world that American teens live in is highly circumscribed. Their lives are regulated both by their parents and by institutional forces. So teens embrace spaces and communities provided by social media in their quest to meaningfully access public life. And finally, I want to just talk about a little about how different topics are broken into sections in this book. I will give you an example in the chapter 5 about bullying. And first, Dana used an actual interview to introduce the topic of bullying and introduce that bullying also happens in networked world. Then in next section, the definition of bullying is investigated from many studies, and then a new definition of bullying in a digital area is proposed. Then in next section, Dana gives gives examples of bullying that really happened both in physical way and in the way of online to prove that social media indeed causes amplification on meanness and cruelty. And at the last section, Dana gives some recommendation about how to minimize the pain caused by bullying. And I think this book is really worth reading on understanding the real social lives of networked teens, or even just learn the writing style or vocabulary the author used in this book. And I hope, finally, I hope all you guys could keep safe and at this challenging time. And hope could see you soon. Bye.